the first time in a while, Nintendo is doing something better than their competitors. Because for the last few months, the storefronts across all platforms have been at war, combating half-baked scam titles that pop up online on Xbox, PlayStation, and even Steam of all places. We've covered quite a bit of ripoffs that's popped up on the channel, especially when a new indie game starts taking over. Like Repo Ghost Hall and Schedule 1 Drug Empire. There are always a bunch of ripoffs available for some reason, and with AI, the indie market growing, it's become more apparent that something needs to be done to moderate these misleading games in the shop everywhere. It hasn't happened everywhere just yet, but at least Nintendo, they're the only platform to get it right. Because while every other platform struggles to remove all these bad games, with the release of the Switch 2, Nintendo with the most recent software update completely changed the eShop. Because now, instead of counting the number of games sold the last 48 hours and using that to rank the charts on the store, instead charts will use revenue gains across the last 2 days, which means that ridiculously low price games, $1 games specifically, have no way of appearing at the top of the store. There's just no way these little indie games can compete with the amount of revenue an $80 game would produce, which is just a genius idea. That way people won't fall for low effort misleading products. They did this to hide the lower quality titles, which is a temporary solution, as it's clear they want to combat the ever-growing AI slop games popping up online. This is one step closer to fixing the problem. Even though in some people's eyes this may hurt the smaller developers, but it needed to be done because everywhere right now there's just been this overpopulation of way too many crappy games available, and people don't know. They buy into these cheap games, especially the ripoffs, thinking it could be something of equal value to the original. Most get a spin-off that's available for far cheaper because the game is exclusive somewhere else. This is their only way of getting that equal experience for cheap, and it ends up being not even close to the original, which means they lost their money for nothing. So this new update will hide lower quality games that hardly sell any product. It pretty much just solves the problem of the eShop being filled with these crappy games. I know some people can't just help but give these games nobody's ever heard of a shot, since they're so cheap and we can't afford every new AAA that comes out. But the majority of the time, a lot of these listings, they're not even real games, just a scam that people buy into, thinking it might just be the next big indie game like Repo or Mage Arena, when in reality, it's just there to mislead you. And it's just some game someone scrapped together in a few days for the sake of profit, scamming off of the very players that fund the platform. So full price titles will be available at the top of the charts in the eShop now, which means the main game, $60 and up, will benefit the most from this change. You will see AAA Nintendo titles first in the store's listing. Nintendo believes this will cause all the half-baked AI games to be discontinued due to decrease of sales. One could only hope, because the way I've been seeing these marketplaces get new games that look like Schedule 1 and Repo ripoffs, it's embarrassing for the platform. I only ever saw games like this pop up in the mobile app store with like Minecraft ripoffs back in the day, and some of them were pretty good. They were actually playable, but I never thought that would have happened on the official PlayStation or eShop. That's not good. Good thing Nintendo is prepping for the future of the Switch 2 and did this change while they can. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, take some notes, because for once Nintendo beat them to something, and they're doing something that not even other major platforms have done yet. We still have yet to see how they will regulate the growth of AI slop titles popping up online, scamming gamers into games that you can't really even call a game. I mean, hey, at least to be fair, Steam has a good return policy. We all know the reputation Steam holds, but Xbox and PlayStation, get like Nintendo, because if you spend your money on these slop games, your money is pretty much gone. Anyways, just wanted to talk on this because a few months ago I made the bootleg repo video, and I saw this change that Nintendo did and the increase in ripoffs and scams popping up on Xbox and PlayStation, and it really just got me scratching my head on why Nintendo beat them to it. That's about it. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.